love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted.
No, none of that side.
Don't know why I'm so high, but yeah, let me go there. Yes, people, welcome to LFC. I hope everything is well. I hope everything is well. I got my old room back. Look, my old room, the original. Yeah, but it's changed a bit. It's changed a bit. It's got a lot of photos of legends on it now with me. So I hope you like that. Yes, people, please hit the like button, hit the subscription button, notification button, all that good stuff. We're back doing obviously streams again, and I want to do the press conference with Arne Slot, see what he's saying about injuries injury updates, and what's going to happen in the Newcastle game. Tactics as well. We're going to talk about tactics. What what's going to be the starting lineup. Hopefully, we're going to talk about that as well. Yeah, please, yeah, just do the usual, and let's do this, people. Let's do this. Let's do this. Yeah, but before that, I want to talk about Liverpool versus Madrid. Obviously, 2-0. It was a beautiful game. It was a beautiful game. I know I haven't done much about the Man City game and the Real Madrid game, so I want to discuss it before I go on. I loved it. I really loved it, guys. I don't know how many of us wanted to win this game. This game, sorry, because before that, a lot of people were saying, "I'm happy to concede a draw." Sorry about that, it's my speaker. I'm happy to concede a draw, in order for us to concentrate on the City game. But it's too early in the season, people, you know what I mean? And beating the likes of Real Madrid is a confidence booster. As I said, it gave us the confidence to go to the City game in a different mentality, if you know what I mean. The magnitude of the Real Madrid game, the size of it, the importance of it, people don't understand. They really don't understand. The ones who say like throw the game needs to like rewind and look back at what the game means, if you know what I mean. And yeah, the importance of that game really gave us the confidence for Man City game, in my opinion. And beating Real Madrid, the current Champions League winners, the La Liga winners, it's always good, guys. I'm telling you, man. I don't think a lot of people understand it. A lot of people don't understand it, and I was always saying we've got to beat them. We've got to beat them to, beat the likes of Man City, beat the likes of Newcastle, beat the likes of Everton. This is an important stage of the season, guys. Like these two games that we face, like Newcastle and Everton, these two games are the kind of games we actually slip over in, and we don't want to be slipping over. We want to continue our progression, if you know what I mean. And the importance of the Premier League, because we're 9 points off the second place, which is Chelsea and Arsenal, and 11 points ahead of the current champions. So we must be doing something right. Why did we win the league a few seasons ago? It's because we distanced ourselves from these teams further, so there's not going to be screw jobs along the way, and that's how we won the league. The rest is history. I mean, Liverpool are Premier League champions, whether our rivals like it or not. I mean, they could call it the COVID or whatever title, but we still won it. That's the most important thing, guys. And we're still in that history of the Premier League. Liverpool have finally won it, and that's 19. Next, hopefully, will be 20, and then 21. What I like about our team, like the togetherness is back. What used to make us stronger is back, and I'm loving every minute of it. What I'm seeing at the moment, guys. Let me just get the comments here. Big up GTV, bro. Big up, brother. Appreciate that. Please go subscribe to him. Please like, share, subscribe if you're new people. And the old ones, just like I like to just like big up Andrew as always, bro. Of course we will win. Yeah, man, 100%. How are you, fella? I'm good, bro. I'm good. Appreciate that. Big up Edgar. Come on, Liverpool. Now you're supporting us, yeah? You traitor. We beat your team, didn't we? Yes, hi, Kate. Big up, Kate. Yeah, so as you can see, people like the beating the likes of Real Madrid can take you to the next level, and that's what's important in my opinion. Let me just go to the next game, which is Man City. What an important win that was. Like beating Man City is the best thing in life, in my opinion, especially in the Premier League. I mean, it ain't easy. Even if they are struggling in the Premier League, still ain't that easy to beat them. If you know what I mean, it's always going to be difficult. And the way they got beaten the other day was a battering of a lifetime. The scoreline doesn't prove like how good Liverpool was in that game, guys. Honestly, the scoreline doesn't show you how good that game was. We absolutely battered them. We absolutely humiliated them as well. So, if Gakpo scored a couple of goals, the chances he had, in the first half, the second half, you could say Diaz had a few opportunities if he controlled it better. Salah, easy chance. Normal circumstances, Salah scores those goals. A lot of things happened in that game that was let off for the likes of Manchester City. We should have beaten them comfortably, but we didn't. Sorry, guys, I'm just looking at the press conference. I don't want to do music, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so yeah, that game against Man City was just a statement, to show the rest of the Premier League we're not here just to be a flash in the pan. We're here to, beat whoever stands in front of us. And I'm looking forward to the Arsenal game at Anfield as well, guys, because it'll prove to the rest of the Premier League, some teams ain't as good as what they are. I think they're overhyped. I think, if they lose a couple of players, they're not the same team. We've seen it during the season. They're not 9 points behind us for no reason. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that game, honestly. Manchester City away, we've got Manchester United to come to Liverpool, we've got Chelsea away. So we've still got like a lot of games to go, but the more points we get, the more distance we get, the more pressure it will put onto our opponents as well. And the tactical game against Man City was just out of this world, in my opinion. What I like about Arne Slot and the way he plays, guys, is he makes sure that special players from the opponents are always out of the game. And I've always said it, a lot of people were complaining about him not being a manager. Why is he a head coach? Head coach just concentrates on the team. That's what I keep telling you. That's what Klopp should have done when he was here. Instead of going out of, the stadium, going places, kissing babies and all this stuff. That's not modern day football. Modern day football is too much pressure. It's too many games as well. The players are always, playing international football, playing Premier League football, playing Cup football, playing Champions League football. So it's just continuation of non-stop. And what these players need is a guy who's going to be there, for them at all times. Not always, sometimes, going out the club and doing other stuff, events and all that. It's not all about that. Let the people like Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, deal with things like that. You just deal with a football team, and that's why we're doing much better than usual, in my opinion, because he's dealing with things like that. And long may it continue, because Liverpool, winning the 20th will shut up a lot of people's mouths. I mean, we don't want to hear about Man United anymore, if you know what I mean, and the teams like that, because they could say, oh, we won 13 titles. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I was there when the first division was there, the championship, now they call it. I've seen 4. I mean, does that matters for me? I mean, so you gotta think about it, guys. There's a lot of things like that we can achieve this season, and I just hope we do it, man. I really hope we do it. I hope it's not something that falls off, because if it falls off, guys, we've got a lot of questions to answer, if you know what I mean, and I don't want to go through that. It's something we don't want to go through. We just want to win the league if we can. I'm not going to say we are going to win it, if we can, and move on. Make sure next season is special as well. It's like we don't stop, I mean, like we did in the past. We win a league and then we stop, and then it takes us another few years to win it again. I want to be consistently winning, like Man City have, like Liverpool in the past have, like Chelsea have, like Man United have as well. I mean, things like that. We need to like continue it. This stop-start is not the way going forward. And to me, a lot of things, is gonna, come out during the next month, because if we don't sign a couple of players to bolster the squad, then there's something wrong with us. It shows we're not really interested in winning the league, because we do need signings. We haven't made a lot of signings in the summer. Other teams have. And imagine we made those signings in the summer, like where we could have been. We could have been like, elevated to the, to different levels, like we're watching right now, if you know what I mean. And we didn't take that opportunity. Imagine Zubimendi and Gravenberch. Maybe Gravenberch, I don't know. Would Gravenberch still be here? I don't know. But he's a Dutch coach, innit? So he knows Gravenberch more than we do. And yeah, it's a lot of things, man. It's a lot of things. But yeah, people, let's go with the press conference and talk about, obviously, the ins and outs of the team and the Newcastle game, of course. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Let's go.
Would you as huge favourites for the title? So how do you see it now?
Is that the first one he does, isn't it? First time he does so. He had a different opinion in the start of the season about this, which probably most people had. So he was not the only one, except for our fans. I've said many times already, we don't look at it at this moment like this. We know we have a difficult week coming up again, and where we thought Madrid and City were very difficult teams to face, which they actually were as well. I think it's even harder to go away in an away game to Newcastle. So we're not even halfway to the season yet. But it's a good position to be in. That's definitely true.
Not just a difficult week because, okay, you've got back-to-back away games in the Premier League, but 6 of your next 9 games in all competitions are away from home. You're playing every 3-4 days in that period as well. So just how challenging is that, particularly when you're there to be shot at now as well?
Yeah, maybe the last thing makes it difficult, but I think if Liverpool is number 1, 2, 3, or 4, it is always a very special game for the teams we face. So it doesn't matter that much what the league table tells you. If Liverpool comes, then all the PlayStation.
You know, like people talk about the 6 games away and all that stuff, but listen, other teams have the same thing. You know, what I mean, the wrong. What angers me when I look at fans in general when they talk about football clubs, everybody talks about it in a way like it's when we face each other, but it's not. The games that we don't face each other is as important as the games we face each other, because you can still lose points. That's what I said about Man City and Tottenham. Like I remember I made a obviously stream about it. I said people are looking at our game, but people are forgetting about Tottenham and Man City, and Tottenham have a good record against Man City. And what happened? 4-0. You know what I mean? Look at Arsenal. They went to Newcastle, got battered in that game. And now we're facing Newcastle. Can we beat Newcastle? Can we do, the other way? Can we do what Arsenal couldn't do against Newcastle? So it will prove a lot of points to us because, tomorrow is an important game. If we beat Newcastle, it shows to me like we're in a different class compared to the Arsenals of this world and, Man City. Because, they go to that ground and they lost. That team lost. Arsenal lost to Newcastle. And if Liverpool beat them, it will just show the Arsenal fans that Liverpool, Liverpool is a beast. Liverpool's here to stay. Liverpool is not a flash in the pan, like I said in the beginning. And not only that, you've taken our place in the last couple of years. And against the worst Man City team that we've ever seen in the Premier League since Pep Guardiola has been in charge. And you couldn't even beat them to a title. Do you think Man City will give you players if they were afraid of you? Honestly, do you think like Man City will give you players if they were afraid of you? Hell no. If they were afraid of you, they wouldn't sell you the likes of Jesus and Zinchenko. They wouldn't sell you players like that. Hell no. You know what I mean? Like, and then you look at Chelsea giving you Kai Havertz, and then you look at Man United giving you players as well. These teams don't care. They know, like, they're giving you rejects. That's the difference. Like, you know what I mean? They're not really that important to them. If they were important to those teams, those players will still be there at Arsenal, sorry, at Man City, and at Chelsea. They will be there, but they're not. They gave you those players, as they always do every season, rejects. Yes, they're doing well in the Premier League. Yes, they beat the odd teams here and there. Everybody's beat West Ham this season. Tottenham beat them 4-1, I think, not so long ago. So it's not a thing that's never been done. I mean, listen. To me, tomorrow's win, if we do it, is a statement to everybody else that Liverpool is is no joke. And if we beat Everton over the weekend, that away at Goodison, that's another statement as well. So these are the type of teams I worry about more than any other teams. You know what I mean? Because like we can up our game for the likes of Man City, for the likes of Arsenal, for the likes of Chelsea, for the likes of Man United. But these games against Newcastle and Everton, they're very important, guys. And they give it 100%. They will make sure that we don't win. They've got their own ambitions for the season. Newcastle, which is finishing top 6. Everton, they have to get out that relegation zone. Not only that, it's the local rivalry, isn't it? It's not a joke. Everton and Liverpool, it's that kind of game. Anyone can win. You know what I mean? And we saw it last season. We was challenging for the title, and we blew it. We blew it at Goodison. They battered us, man. They bullied us on the pitch, and nobody said anything about it. And I think it's myself. Those players hid when Everton bullied them. And I just hope on Saturday that doesn't happen again. And this is an early kickoff, 12:30. Around this time, they're going to be preparing for the game. It's going to be difficult games. I'm more afraid of these 2 games than I was afraid of Man City, Arsenal, and Man United. To be fair, guys, honestly.
Stadium is sold out, and everyone wants to play us and wants to have the best game against us. like they have against Arsenal, Man City, and all the others.
There you
So
go.
the good thing is for me that it's not only us who play that many games. So, for example, if we face Everton next week, they've had a game during the week as well. So mostly we face teams that are rested for a week because we play Champions League and some others don't. But now many teams have many games because it's England. We play a lot of games in this period of time.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, I wasn't aware of the fact that 6 of the 9 were away. But now you tell me it makes it even more difficult. But we're ready for it.
And just aside from the game, I'll go back to Mo because there was a hint at the weekend that it could be his last home league game against Manchester City.
Man. These guys, like, just never give up.
That he's exasperated the contract situation at the moment. Just to put it a little bit differently, is this all just part of the dance before everything's agreed and Mo commits his future to Liverpool for another season?
Maybe Mo knows more about.
I'm sick and tired of this Mo story now, guys. Like, it's not even about Liverpool anymore. It's more about Mo Salah. Every press conference they do, I feel bad for Slot. You know what I mean? They're not even talking about his tactics in the games. They're not even talking about, the players, the way they perform in game in and game out. You know what I mean? They're giving it 100%. They're dominating games. You know what I mean? There's nothing like that. It's all about Mo again. I'm tired of it, guys. I'm honestly tired of it. Our team is competing for the title. We're way clear in the league. Why aren't they concentrating that? Why do they always bring up Mo? Is it because they want us to be, just concentrate on him so it disrupts our season? What is it? Like, what is it about Mo you keep talking about, mate? Enough now, man. Enough.
The 115 acquisitions that are done. So he expects them not to be in the Premier League next season. And I do expect them in the Premier League. No, I think the boring answer is always the same. This is not the place for me to talk about most contracts. And maybe I've said already too much about the joke I just made. So that will probably get the headlines. But it was a joke. I repeat, it was a joke.
Thanks, Arne.
You're welcome.
Any news in terms of injuries or players coming back, particularly as far as goalkeepers are concerned? Because you might have a big decision to make in a few weeks' time, maybe?
I feel I always have a big decision to make in every lineup I have to make.
Yes.
So
to be fair, guys, if you think about the game against Manchester City, like, I didn't expect that lineup. You know what I mean? It was a shock to me what I saw, but it worked. You know what I mean? Gakpo on the left and Diaz in the middle, Salah on the right, of course, and then you had Szoboszlai replacing Jones. Not many people expected that. The way he's taken off players in that game as well. Not many people expected that. So in the Real Madrid game, the way he took off players like Jones and that, everybody thought like Jones was going to play in this game. But Szoboszlai, the performance, man. It wasn't that. Listen, it wasn't the greatest performance, but it shows he's slowly coming into the team and taking more authority. What I like about our team right now as well, set pieces are different people. It's not always the same. I'm tired of Robertson can't even lift the ball taking corners, mate. Trent the same on the other side. Let other people take it. You know what I mean? Now we see McAllister taking set pieces. He's a number 10 for a reason because he's a specialist at set pieces. So give him the chance. And look at those crosses McAllister actually put in the box. Should have been goals. There should have been goals at the end of that. Van Dijk especially. But he missed a couple of opportunities, if you know what I mean, guys. So yeah. Listen, doing different things, unexpected for the opponents, doing an out ball, in ball from corners is important. Because it confuses them, and the way we're running towards the ball now, like from set pieces, it means that we mean it. We don't just want to watch Arsenal do that all the time with Gabriel. Let our Van Dijk do that because he's as good as him in the air as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Like I've always said, like if teams deep line defend, it shows we've got another avenue, another areas that we could score goals in, and this is what I like about us at the moment. It's not just always about tiki-taki football and walking it into the goal. We're taking shots from outside as well as inside the box now as well. So there's a lot of different areas we could capitalize on during games, and especially when teams deep line defend as well. But what I liked about the two games with Real Madrid and Man City, both teams played their football. They don't come over here and sit back like they've got no talent on the pitch. They came and played their football, and we played our football and showed the rest of the world Liverpool is better than you think they are. They're not here just to bow to the Almighty and that is it. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. You know, Liverpool Football Club is one of the football clubs, you know, you could always count on winning tight games. You know, don't show fear to opponents. They don't respect opponents to the, you know, extent of, you know, we just sit back and let them, you know, score against us. That type of football doesn't exist, man. And I love that about our football club. Let's continue it, man. Let's continue it.
If you look at our last game against City, I didn't play Darwin, I didn't play Curtis, I didn't play Wata, I didn't play Harvey Elliott, so and Gerard Kwanzaa, and probably I forget one or two now, Tyler Morton. So it's always big decisions you have to make as a manager of Liverpool because we have so many quality players. But I think I've been clear a few weeks ago about what my position is about our goalkeepers. But we're just waiting for the moment that Alisson is completely fit, because Cruyff is doing too well to put Alisson in goal if he's only on 50%, and that would be good for Alisson and not be good for the team. So he's getting there. It might take a few more extra days, but he's getting closer and closer. And like I've always said, the end phase of a rehab is always the most.
Listen, if things aren't broken, leave the rest alone, if you know what I mean. So if you rush Alisson back, he might get injured straight away. So if you got Kelleher in goal, who's doing pretty well, may I add, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Don't rush things, man. Don't rush things. There will be a time we're gonna start needing Alisson to get back in that goal, and you know, make those incredible saves. What people don't understand is a lot of our fan base are asking for Alisson to come back. I agree with it, because you know, Alisson is a big presence. It's the presence of the goalkeeper that you need. You know what I mean? Kelleher is great. Don't get me wrong. He's young. He's learning under the tutelage of, you know, Alisson. But, you know, when you got that big presence at the back, it puts the fear on opponents. And not only that, they make a lot of mistakes when they're one-on-one with a goalkeeper as well. And that's what Alisson is good at, one-on-ones, you know, shot stopping. The kicking, he needs to just get rid of that, because each time he's kicking the ball, he gets injured. Enough, you know what I mean? Enough of the kicking. Please, just launch the ball. Don't pass back to him anymore. Just launch the ball forward. I'd rather keep the ball on the other side of the pitch than giving it to Alisson every single time, if you know what I mean, guys. Look back in history. How did Alisson, you know, get these injuries? Because he keeps kicking the ball. He kicks it too much. And he's not even good at kicking because he's got flat feet. So enough of that, man. Let other people that are footballers that play on the pitch kick the ball for him. You know what I mean? Enough, man. It's just too much. He keeps pulling muscles, man, every single time he kicks the ball. And yeah, man, it cost us. You know, it cost us a season. And you know, like, although Kelleher is good, is he as good as Alisson? No. But you need that. If you want to win like titles, you need the likes of Alisson at the back. You need the Alisson, you know, that dominates his area, that stops, you know, goals going in. That's what you need. That Alisson wins you 15 points a season, people. And people don't look into that. You know what I mean? We don't look into that. He wins you points on a consistent basis. And, you know, like the defense and the midfield and the attack have to do extra defending if Kelleher is a goal, if you know what I mean. But if Alisson is there, they're more comfortable. They won't make a lot of errors. They won't, you know, extend their, you know, legs or anything like that to pull a muscle or anything like that. So, yeah, you got to look at it from different areas, guys. Honestly, like, you know, the importance of having a goalkeeper like that. Look at the greatest teams ever. They all have this great goalkeeper, the biggest presence at the back. Let me get to the comments. Yeah, yes, chill guy. Slot sending shots at City. Yeah, he should. You know what I mean? I don't know, Mick. I'll never get tired of Mo. LOL. Big up, Fuzzy, everyone. Big up, bro. Big up, man. I know what you mean, but you know, enough though. You know, like, let's just talk about our team. It's the team that wins you titles, not play on his own. We're not Diego Maradona FC. We're Liverpool FC. I mean, bless up, JK, bro. Big up, brother.
The period where you feel like, okay, is he really there, or does he need a few extra days? But he will be in goal before the end of December if things continue like they are now.
And after such an intense week where you've had two particularly big tests in Real Madrid and Manchester City, do you speak to the players? Do you look at things? Do you assess things in terms of making sure that nobody now takes the foot off the gas at all?
Not as detailed as you say. You always, no matter how it goes in a season, you always keep your eye on the players, who feels very well, who doesn't. But I think all the players have felt till now what we've done to secure this position we are having at the moment, to secure these wins. And they all know how hard they had to work for it. So if we would have done this by just playing on 50%, and it's so easy for us, then they might feel, we're just too good for this league. But that's definitely not what we feel against every team, no matter if it's City or Real Madrid, or it was Wolverhampton Wanderers or Nottingham Forest. We had to work really, really, really hard to get the results, and I think that keeps them with both feet on the ground. Is that the saying here as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arne, you asked on Sunday about not getting carried away. How important is it that you have got players in this squad who've done all this before, won the league, the Premier League with Liverpool? How important is it to have those players there? And is it easy not to get carried away as well for the players?
I think it is important, but it's also the culture of this club that it's, for us, it's not a that special thing to be on top of the league or to be on top in the Champions League format. Although that is special because it never been before. Normally you have a different group in the Champions League, but this club, this team, these players are used to the fact that they're top of the league or they are competing for every trophy.
100%. You got to think about it in a way of, the experience that we have in the team, like Alisson, we've got Trent, we've got Robertson, we've got Van Dijk still in the club, we've got Gomez. And I mean, these are Premier League winners. People underestimate Gomez's performances in the Premier League winning season. He was a partner for Van Dijk. It was them two that was the partnership. It wasn't Matip, it wasn't Lovren, it was Gomez and Van Dijk. That was the actual centre backs for that season. So Gomez coming back in for Konate, who's going to be out for a few weeks, who doesn't really need an operation, by the way. I don't think that I've heard anything about operation. It's just the knee swollen up and he's just feeling a little bit of pain. Eventually, he will come back inwards. You don't want to rush players back, and then they will have injuries after that. But like I said about Gomez, the way he performed against City the other day was just amazing. He had Haaland in his pocket. If Haaland went past him, Van Dijk was there to, what I liked about that game, Van Dijk was back to the Van Dijk that we've seen in the previous seasons, which is like if a striker outpaces our defense, he'll come back with his pace and, get the ball back. He hasn't been doing that for a while. Konate was doing that for him. He was winning the battles. Konate was winning the balls, when they go over the top. So it shows, Van Dijk still has that, capabilities. He's that type of defender that can, have that, afterburners. If he needs it, and that's what I liked about that. I really liked that. The way they stopped Haaland, from kicking the ball was just something special in my opinion. Haaland is currently one of the best strikers in the world consistently, if you know what I mean, with Kane and people like that. Scores goals more or less every game he plays, if you know what I mean. So if you're stopping people like that and stopping them from playing football, it shows how much of a special defense that we have. And the likes of Konate not being in the team and these guys coming in like Gomez and Kwanzaa, it shows the strength and depth we have at the back as well. We still need another centre back. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like we don't need oppose getting a centre back. We still need someone to replace Matip still. I'm not gonna deny that. But it shows the quality that we have in the squad. And if one of the players is off, the other player steps in, and the defense that's regularly there, they will make sure their game is on point and they don't make a lot of mistakes as well. That's what I liked about the Man City game, man. It didn't look like Konate was missing. It was missing Konate. Sorry, it didn't look like that because the players that we had over there, that more than done the job, and they limited Man City to a shot outside the foot. That the guy kicked the floor, it went, on the right hand side of the goalkeeper. It was just not good enough, really. And listen, long may it continue because it shows it doesn't matter the game, our players will be up for it, and it doesn't matter who starts as well, because we've changed a lot of players, like the manager said. Nunes wasn't on the pitch. Jones wasn't on the pitch. Konate wasn't on the pitch. Bradley wasn't on the pitch. Those players actually played against Real Madrid. And look at the performance they produced. Madness.
So then it helps that they've experienced this. They also have experienced this, that they competed for a long time. And then in the end, they came too short. They couldn't manage to win it. So they also know that it's a long season and to win the league against the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal and City, because I see those three as our main competitors at the moment. They all know that we have to be for 9-10 months on top of our game, because if you let down for a second, these clubs show up immediately. So that is a combination of factors, that they have the experience, but they also see the quality of Chelsea. They've experienced the quality of Arsenal and also of Chelsea and of City already.
One thing people need to understand is, like, we're no longer facing Man City on their own anymore. I mean, Arsenal's come up now. Chelsea's slowly coming up. It could be a honeymoon period with Chelsea. It could be something like just that's now, and then eventually, as the season goes on, they will go down. It could be. I don't know how good their coach is. You know, he's a graduate from Pep Guardiola's academy, like Ten Hag is, like Arteta is. You know what I mean? We're surrounded by, Pep Guardiola graduates everywhere, guys, whether we like it or not. So, you look at Vincent Company at Bayern Munich as well. You know what I mean? So we just got to, like, understand it's no longer just Man City that's our opponents in the Premier League. I know a lot of people are saying, I'm more afraid of City coming back than Arsenal. Don't be silly, man. Arsenal are doing something. You know what I mean? So you can't be blind to that. They have competed for the league for the past 2 seasons. Yes, the points ain't that big, like compared to the Liverpool points in the past, but they still compete. And the way they play now, beating West Ham by 5 goals to 1, it shows they are willing to fight the cause. So we have to be on point. We have to keep winning our game, take it a game at a time, instead of like looking ahead to Everton. Next game is Newcastle. Let's concentrate on that. Let's prepare for that. Make sure, when we go to St. James's Park, we don't, let them overrun us. We don't let them, put the balls through the gaps so they could run onto it and score goals. We've got to stop things like this, guys. You know what I mean? We have to be in, top of our game to beat Newcastle. It's not an easy game, man. We might have beaten Real Madrid. We might have beaten Man City. But, these are the type of games we struggle with as well. So, yeah, just be mindful.
Ready? So they know we have to stay on top of our game. And they're now facing Newcastle, which is the team that have won at home from Chelsea.
There you go.
At home against Arsenal and had a draw against City.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't need me to tell them how difficult the game of tomorrow will be.
Cody Gakpo is in a great spell at the moment. 6 goals in his last 7 games. His best spell since he's been at the club. How much were you looking forward to working with him when you first came here? And is he a player who can score 20 goals in a season?
Unfortunately, I've experienced that already, that he is able to score 20 goals in a season when he played for PSV Eindhoven when I was at Feyenoord Rotterdam. And he almost every time scored against us. So he was able to score it in that league, and he's definitely able to score that many goals here as well. Just like Lucio, just like Mo, just like Darwin or Diogo. They're all capable of scoring that amount of goals. Now, unfortunately for them, they have so many good players around them that they don't start every single game, because that would help for them to get the numbers even higher. But if I combine the numbers of Cody and Lucio, they probably maybe are coming close to the numbers Mo has. So it's the position that has to bring the numbers, and the same for the 9 position as well.
Listen, it's very important that our players score goals, not just Mo Salah scoring goals. We need players from other side of the pitch as well. The only thing I think Darwin is missing now, because his performances has been good. Let's just put it that way. Darwin is playing good. You know what I mean? He's not playing outstandingly good, but he's playing good. Like, if you look at him, he's holding up, the ball and passing it off, right? He's running behind defenders as he should. And he's having relationships with the midfield, the wingers, and everything like that. And when we need to defend, he comes back and defends for us, as you saw against Real Madrid. The way he tackled, I thought at one stage, even against Man City, like he was gonna get a red card because he was just too in the game, if you know what I mean, like in winning the battles. But listen, Darwin Núñez has improved a lot, but the thing that's missing is the goals. We need the goals from Darwin, guys. I can't just sit here and say I'm happy with everything he does, because we bought him to score goals. He's a finisher. He's a goal scorer. That's what he's supposed to be. And he needs to produce that week in and week out. That's why he's wearing number 9 shirt. He can't be the number 9 that doesn't score goals. We can't have that, guys. He needs, to me, like he needs to have that game where he scores a hat-trick or 2 goals. then just continues every single game that he plays. I'm not going to rely on Jota. I've said it a lot of times, you know, with Jota. Every season he's injured. He's supposed to be the difference in our football team when we bought him after that championship win, the Premier League win. Sorry, he's supposed to be the difference. He's supposed to be, you know, Origi's replacement. He's supposed to be, you know, the next, you know, part of Origi, better and scoring a lot of goals. But he's never fit. I mean, since he's come to this club, we haven't won any major trophy. Think about it, guys. I don't want to knock him for that, but I'm trying to give you guys a heads up here. We haven't won a major trophy since Jota's been here, and he's been here for 3 to 4 years, I think. So, like, come on, guys. Like, you got to be realistic. How much more can we take of this? I've asked this question many times in the past couple of years. How can we watch Diego Jota not be in the team in important stages of the season? How much more can you take as a fan? If you know what I mean. So, like, we've got to look at this at the end of the season, in my opinion. It's him that needs to sort himself out. It's not the club. Jota, he needs to sort himself out. What does he want from himself? Is it every single time someone punches him in the belly, he's going to be out? Or is he going to, like, you know, say to the coach, I'm fit? You know what I mean? I've seen worse. Like I said the other day, I said about Suarez. I remember Suarez. He had a swollen ankle, and what Henderson said, like, he bought boots that's, you know, 2 sizes bigger than his feet, and he put it on and he still played, still performed every week. That's the dedication I need from Jota. I don't need him like to break a nail and then he says, like, I'm not going to play next game. That's how it looks to me when I'm watching Jota, guys. Every single time there's impact with him, it's out. It's not even out for a couple of weeks. It's out for months. And how much more can you take of that? Take that as a fan. You know what I mean? I don't understand, like, why people defend these kind of things. You know, like, the more you defend it, the more years it goes. You know what I mean? The more years go by. Sorry. You look at Aga. How many years were we waiting for Aga? You look at Sturridge. How many years was we waiting for Sturridge? You look at Jamie Redknapp. How many years were we waiting for Jamie Redknapp back in the day in the 90s? That's what I'm talking about, guys. It's too much. You're stopping a position that can move on to another player that can be more consistent, that can be fit every season. You're stopping that position. Jota is a good player, great player, but he contributed nothing to Liverpool Football Club in regards to winning major trophies, which he's supposed to do when he first came to Liverpool Football Club. But nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody wants to be Mr. Nice. Oh, I love Jota. He scores and all this stuff. He takes us to victory. No, he doesn't do victory, man, because we haven't won any major trophies since he's been here. He's supposed to be the difference. Him and Thiago. Thiago's gone. Jota's still here. Come on, man. Come on. JK says, every season Jota seems to have problems. Yeah, bro. I don't know how much more people can take, bro. Last 2 injuries haven't been his fault because both times someone landed on him. I know, JK. But it's long-term injuries, and he doesn't really need operations or anything like that. You know what I mean? If that was Graham Souness, do you think, like, Graham Souness will take time off? Be honest, JK. Be honest, bro. I mean, he will say, give me 2 weeks or give me a week, I'll be back. These guys, like, they're soft. And he's playing computer games while he's supposed to be on the pitch, bro. You know what I mean? The guy says football is not important to me. Football is just a job. That shows there's no dedication towards the game, bro. That's when I hear that. If you don't love football, what are you doing in the game, man? Come on, man. That's your talent. That's what you're good at. Work hard at it. He's aging. Let me see how old Jota is now. I bet he's 28, 27, 28, something like that. Bro, too many Jotas in this damn place. Too many Jotas in this damn place. Yeah, he's 27. So he's going to be 20. He's 27 on the 4th. So 28 on the 4th of this month. There you go. There you go, guys. He's going to be 28 in a couple of days. And he's going to be 29. Your body ain't going to be the same. It's fragile. You're going to struggle. And this is what I see of him. I'm worried, man. He's 28 in a couple of days, guys. Think about it. Jota is 28 in a couple of days. And we're still hoping, living on hope that he's going to come back. He's never going to listen. If a player is fragile, that's how they are. Aga, Sturridge, it happens. Redknapp, career-ending injuries. I know he got landed on all this stuff, but he gets landed on every season and he's out for about months. He's out for months, a month or more. It's just too much, man. I can't take this shit anymore. I want a player that's consistently playing. Why is Salah always fit? Why is Van Dijk? Van Dijk had an ACL. He had an ACL, 2 ACLs. I heard he had it before, and he's still coming back playing every game. Come on, like let's wake up here, guys. Let's wake up. It's madness, madness, man. He's 28 in a couple of days, Jota, guys. Your body doesn't feel the same when you age. Take it from an ex-player. Your body is not the same when you age. It deteriorates. It's not the same. You could take all these protein shakes and all this stuff thinking it's going to build up your muscles and, you know, it's going to build up your bones. It ain't. It's still fragile, man. Players are just like, some players are just like that. And that's what he is. And that's what he is, man. It's never going to change. Let's get back to the press conference.
Well, for the right winger position. But Cody is in a very good place at the moment. But I think you agree with me that Lucio is as well.
Oh, yes.
You're welcome.
You know what I liked about Lucho the other game, guys? He does what Cody does now. He crosses the ball in. You know what I mean? We never used to see that with Lucho. He's always, you know, cutting in, trying to shoot, and things like that. You know, individual performances. Now I'm seeing him cross like Gakpo. You know what I mean? Look at the competition there now. Competition for places breeds confidence, isn't it? That's what I'm trying to say. They're matching up against each other. You do better, I do. It was like Salah and Mane. It was like that, wasn't it? Salah does better, Mane is going to do much better. Mane is going to do better, Salah is going to do much better. It was like that. It was a competition for places, and I love that. I love that. But what I like about them two guys, they don't complain, apart from Diaz's dad always saying he's going to Barcelona. But other than that, you don't hear Diaz saying that. But yeah, I love those players, man. I love Gakpo as well, man. I really, really love Gakpo the most because that guy stays on the bench, doesn't complain, comes on the pitch, doesn't complain, still does the business. And if you look at him in past seasons, we put him in central midfield, we put him in the right, we put him in the left, we put him as a striker, never complains. This is the type of players we need. This is the type of players we sign, if you know what I mean. And it works. It really works. When you got players who are like Swiss knives, beautiful. Bella. Let's continue.
You've got the best defence in the Premier League, but with the injuries that you've got there, is that the area the team's probably going to come under most pressure in December because you haven't got maybe the cover you'd like or the chance to make the changes?
Yeah, you tell me we've got the best defense because we've conceded less goals. Yeah.
So if you look at defense, the season we won the league we had the best defense. I'm sure we did. So what was the strongest areas of Liverpool when they were competing back in the day? Our defense. You can't win league titles by conceding goals in the first few minutes, as we did last season. I was worried in the beginning of the season because I thought, what I look at is I observe things. I look at things and I see if it's going to be a thing that's going to happen continuously. And that's what worried me last season. I already warned people in the beginning of the season. I said, we're conceding too many goals in the early minutes of the games because what teams do is they get the goal and they sit back. So when you sit back, that means the team that needs a goal needs to come out of position and then you can counter-attack and get another goal. And that's what happened to us last season. That's why we lost the league last season, because there was too many games, we was conceding too many early goals. And that's what we're not doing this season. And it's important that you keep a lot of clean sheets. It's important. The first thing on your brain is not conceding goals. And that's what we've done this season. It's important. It's very important. We're keeping clean sheets again. 2 games, 2-0 wins. 2 clean sheets.
So that doesn't mean we only have the best defense. That means we have 11 players that work really, really hard not to concede a goal. But I agree with you that...
There you go. He said that 11 players. Not 1, 11 players. 11 players, guys. So if you defend from the front to the midfield, to the back, to the goalkeeper, you can win any competition. But you have to be in sync at the same time. And that's what I like about our football club right now. There's no more egos. We've got rid of, players that's past their best, players with egos. You know what I mean? I know there's still a few there, but you don't need that in the football club. That's what Man City is facing now. Man City forgot about the collective side of football. Now you look at their players, the way they speak in the press conference. I heard that Diaz guy saying, well, we won, 6 in a row, was it 4 in a row, and all this nonsense, 6 titles. Like, you don't have to tell us. We already know. We already know you're the best. You don't have to show off. I mean, if the report is asking you questions, answer it with humility. Like you always say, like what Haaland said. What did Haaland say? Be humble. Don't tell us about your championships. And that's what Diaz made a mistake there. You know what I mean? When he's doing things like that, he came back thinking he's going to be the hero against Liverpool. Oh, Diaz is back, the best defender in the Premier League. I don't know if he is, if they say that about him, but that's what he thought. I'll come back, I'll be the hero against Liverpool. We're going to win this game. And it didn't work out, did it, Diaz? So now you're throwing your dummies out of the Prem. There you go, man. Madness. Absolute madness. We are the best. We are this. Fuck off, you prick. Dickhead. Sorry about the language, guys, but I can't stand players like that who are arrogant. He's very arrogant. He thought he was going to be the hero, but it was his mistake that led to the bloody penalty. You know what I mean? Look back at the game. It was his mistake that led to the penalty. Madness. People, come on, get the comments through, man. I'm here for you guys, man.
Our last line.
I'm here to represent
this season, maybe season before as well, but this season a lot as well, because every time they have to defend, they are there, as well as our goalkeeper. So yeah, if in another line, is that the way you say it? So midfield, attack, or defense, we would have had this amount of injuries, that would have worried me as well, especially because I knew, and it's been just said, that we've got 9 games coming up in this month. So to go into that month with only 5 defenders is not ideal, but it's part of everyone's season. And we play just as many games in October in January. So yeah, whenever you have got some injuries in a certain line, it's always a bit of a worry. But I trust the players we are having now that they do everything they can to stay fit. And we have to take smart decisions in this as well to keep them available for this month. Because if you face the likes of the clubs I just said, you cannot have a month where you don't have the results, because then they will be back.
Yeah, we'll be back.
In terms of fullbacks, you haven't got a really genuine cover at fullbacks, and you brought Jarrell on to cover for Trent. Are you going to have to make some sort of smart decisions there in terms of covering at fullbacks, because you haven't got the genuine article there to come in?
Yeah, it depends always on the results. If people judge it as smart, but we have to be creative. Maybe that's a better word to use for the moment that we cannot use Trent. So last weekend against City, we didn't thought it was smart to play Trent for 90 minutes after his injury, and that's probably going to be the same tomorrow and on Saturday as well. So then we have to be creative. And for me, playing Jarrell over there is not so creative. He's able to play there. But maybe for whatever reason, if we need Jarrell as a centre back because one of the centre backs can't continue the game, then we need to be even more creative. And if it works out, you would probably call it smart. If it doesn't, it's one of the stupidest things I've done till now.
Hi, Arne. I wanted to ask you about Mo Salah, a football question. Mo Salah. His goals and assists have been worth 20 Premier League points so far this season. And contributed to 53% of the total.
Listen, Salah is a very special player. I'm not here to downgrade him and all that stuff, but wow, simply wow, man. Like, sometimes you worry, innit? Is the guy performing because of like what he needs, or is he performing for the team? I honestly think this season, Salah is performing for the team. I honestly think like he's giving it his all to win the title. And the way he talks after the games and certain press conferences, is that you call it, it shows he's desperate to win the league title. Listen, if he wins the league title, you got to have that conversation between Salah and Henry, like, because Salah, if he wins the Premier League, that means he's done more than Henry, which is the Champions League and the League Cup, the FA Cup, and everything else on top of that. So if people like avoid that conversation, then you're not a video football fan, you know what I mean? And as I said, with Salah, a guy who scores from the right-hand side, the amount of goals that he does is extraordinary. And I can't believe people question that and he doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. It's a weird thing, in my opinion. That's a special trait, like he doesn't go around the pitch. He stays on the right side and scores a lot of goals like a striker. He's taken over Fowler's, Owens from this club. He's chasing up Ian Rush and what's his name? Sorry, Roger Hunt. That's what he's chasing up now. If he stays the next couple of years, he could get a lot of goals. But people underestimate it and they let it slide. I don't understand. I really don't understand. You expect Henry to score that many goals. You expect Henry to do what he did because the position that he played. He was a free roll guy. He roamed around outside the box. He could go right. He could go center. He could go left. He could go back. He could go forward. He had that freedom. Salah has only got one side of the pitch. Has only got one side of the pitch, and scoring that amount of goals, and nobody is like talking about it. This is what I say about modern day football. When we used to talk about back in the day, players who were special, is players that had extraordinary ability, and that's what Salah has. As I said, if he gets this Premier League, he should be talked about anyway. But if he wins this Premier League this season, people need to start talking about him. People need to give him respect. You know what I mean? It's the consistency. I've always said it. World-class players, they have consistency. That's why they're world-class. And that's why we always talk about the Badgers of this world, the Ronaldos of this world, the Peles of this world, Maradonas of this world, Van Bastens, Hullets, these guys, they were special. Ronaldo, Messi, it's the consistency that, made the world realize how good they are, as Salah is doing. And I don't know why Lookman and all these guys are in the Ballon d'Or list. That's the worst Ballon d'Or list I've ever seen in my life. If you go back 10 years or 20 years, they would even make the C list, let alone the D list. You know what I mean? So when Salah is not even there, even the amount of goals that he scores is a disrespect to the guy. I don't know what it is. Is it where he's from? Is it because he doesn't do what other people do? I don't know what it is. I've never seen a respectful guy like this in Premier League before. He's respectful. He eats right. He is a role model to any kid in world football. But yeah, he gets disrespected every single time. I don't understand. I don't know what people want. Is it because he's Muslim? What is it? Is it Arab? What is it? Like, what is the issue that stops people, thinking that this guy, knowing that this guy is world class and he's one of the best players in the Premier League history? What is it? We're talking about. They compare him with Hazard and players like that who were never consistent. You saw him go to Real Madrid. He wasn't the same player anymore. I mean, this is what people compare him with. Salah can't do 10 kick-ups. What are you talking about? Before you saw that penalty against Man City, what was he doing? Maybe 12, 13 kick-ups. So, respect the guy, man. Every kid should look at that guy and see what he does on the pitch and off the pitch. Family man off the pitch. Doesn't drink as he shouldn't anyway because he's a Muslim. Doesn't eat rubbish. He's always taking care of himself. Respectful. You know what I mean? And things like that. And if you talk about a person that you should look up to, that's the kind of guy. And I don't know what Troy Deeney was talking about when he was making fun of him. It was pathetic. I'd rather have my kids watching Vinicius Jr. than Mo Salah. Yeah. It clearly shows the mindset of today's people. They don't have any brain anymore. They're gone. And I see sometimes people talk about the previous football to this football. The previous football was so beautiful. You used to look forward to international games. That's how beautiful that football was back in the day. Nowadays, I can't watch international football. I can't wait just to watch club football. It doesn't matter if it's Man United or anyone. I can't wait back, just to watch that instead of international football. I'm willing to sacrifice watching my rivals rather than watch international football. The old days, everything was beautiful. It was a man's game. Physicality, ability, shit pitches, but they still had that control of the ball of a world-class player. Nowadays, you got carpet pitches, you got players doing their hairstyle and all this stuff, rainbow armbands. Now, this is the football we're watching nowadays, and you're telling me yesterday's football is worse than today's football? Get lost, man. Get lost.
Team. You mentioned that Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz have got good goal scoring records, but is there a danger of perhaps an over-reliance on him when it comes to assists? Because I think he's nearly got 3 times as many as everyone else in the team.
Is there a danger that we rely too much on him? Is that what you're saying? A bit, because but only for the fact that he can, because he's also a human being, and it happened to him last season that he can get an injury as well. And since Federico Chiesa has had a difficult start to the club because of injuries, we don't really have a replacement for Mo. The good thing is that Harvey Elliott is getting fitter and fitter again, and he played this position many times.
Listen, I was in Philadelphia and in America following Liverpool. I just want to do my own vlogs in it. I wanted to watch my football club tour in America. I've always wanted to do that, and I did it finally. You know what I mean? Harvey Elliott, guys, when he was playing in that number 10 position, it was a different player than the one we normally see. I swear to you guys. He was creating goals, like he was chipping the ball over. You see what Odegaard does for Arsenal? He was doing similar things like that. That's how good Harvey Elliott was in preseason before he got that injury. You know what I mean? And yeah, listen, him coming back is beautiful, man. I honestly think this kid, this season, is gonna do something special. I think he's become a man now. Like I've said to everybody, father time is gone. You know what I mean? The father around your shoulders, giving you hugs, is gone. Now you've got a coach, a head coach that says if you're playing well, you play. If you're playing crap, you're not going to play. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be Mo Salah to Van Dijk to Alisson. If you're not playing well, you'll come off the team. And this is what I like about this coach. And when Harvey Elliott comes into the team, watch people. You're going to see a different player to the player that we saw previously. Because, the father is no longer there for Curtis Jones and him. Now it's time to become men. The boys have become men now, and they have to be consistent. No more arm around the shoulder. No more, it's okay to make a mistake, little boy. Daddy's here. No more that. It's gone. It's gone. So now you have to perform consistently. And if you don't perform consistently, next summer, bye-bye. Take care, everybody.
Times as well. So I'm not afraid that Mo, his numbers will drop at all. But when it comes to an injury of him, then we are in a better position on the left wing than we are at the right. But the good thing is Federico is also training with us again, is getting back. And Harvey is getting back. So
listen, I've seen Federico Chiesa. It doesn't look to me a player that wants to leave. Honestly, you can't take that smile off his face. Honest to God, guys. Honestly. So I don't know where people are coming out with. He wants to go back to Italy and all that stuff. It doesn't look like to me. While I'm watching him in the stands with the other players sitting down, he's smiling every single time. It looks like he can't wait to get on the pitch. That's how much he's smiling. You know what I mean? So. Federico. Chiesa. On when he's playing his game, is unplayable. You got to be realistic. We saw him in that Euros when Italy won it. He was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. A lot of teams were chasing him. He was like 100 million. So now, all he needs to do is stay fit. I honestly think they took him out the spotlight to get him fit. I honestly think that because he hasn't had the preseason. I don't think with Juventus he had any time with the team. So now what they're trying to do with him is get him fit, get him ready for the second part of the season when we need to win the league. So I've always said that about Man City. What they used to do before is rest the likes of Kyle Walker, John Stones, KDB for the second part of the season. Now they have to bring them in because the league is running away. Normally, you don't see KDB, you don't see Kyle Walker playing these games. It's always the second part of the season because they're confident enough to catch up with the leaders and beat them to the title. Now they're desperate, so they're playing them in the first part of the season, and you see them, they're not really performing like they should. Kyle Walker looks like a shadow of a player of himself. You look at Kevin De Bruyne, it looks like he's putting on a lot of weight, can't run anymore. And you look at John Stones, always getting injured. So I'm telling you guys, what we're doing is two parts of the season. You're going to see probably more of Chiesa in the second part than in the first part of the season to just get us over the line at the end of the season when we hopefully win the league. Hopefully. I'm not saying we are, if we hopefully win the league. So, yeah, it's fantastic, man. Fantastico. Last two injuries haven't been his fault. Yes. No, bro. Big up, Anthrop. Please go subscribe to Anthrop. He's been on this channel a few times. Very lovely guy. Scasso, very lovely guy, man. Go subscribe to him, please, man. Big up, my bro. Hope all is well. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm really good, brother. I'm really good. Big up, Cedric, as always, bro. Big up. Bless, bro. Yes. Stop where? Maria, stop where? Stop. In the name of love. Shay says, you see, Gehi might get fined for saying he loves Jesus. Wow. Really? Madness. Yeah, modern day players are soft. Virgil, Salah, Maka are the tough guys within the team. Bro, they never get injured. Every season they're available. That's what I need my players to do. I don't need these players that's, in and out the team for about 3 or 4 months. No, man, I'm not doing that. Sorry, guys, it's my work alarm. You know, it's warning me. You got work today. Yeah, 100%. Was saying all season we didn't get enough crosses in like we used to. Seems to have changed in the past month though. Wingers, fullbacks need to cross the ball in, and simple as. Yeah, you're spot on, bro. JK. If you look at the game against Man City, what was the threat? The crosses across the box. Look at Robertson. Robertson looked like Robertson of 2 years ago. He was just running up and down that wing and crossing the ball in front of players. And not many people thought Gakpo had pace. Look at Gakpo's chances, man. He was amazing in the game. Amazing, guys. So there you go. There you go, man. If you put more dangerous crosses into the box, anything is possible. Yeah, the was fucked. Yeah, I don't understand that, bro. Really don't understand that. If it's things like that, it shows, innit? It shows humanity doesn't exist anymore, man. It shows.
But the best thing that can happen to us is that just Mo stays fit and keeps producing these numbers.
Arne, just back to the defensive theme. Joe Gomez obviously came in for Canate. He's not had loads of football this season, but every time he comes in, he's barely put a foot wrong. How much of a testament is that to sort of his mentality, his quality that he keeps coming in without necessarily having loads of rhythm and performing?
Yeah, I think everybody sees his quality, but for exactly the reason you just said, it shows how his mentality is, how impressed I am by his mentality, because it's not always easy to come in during a game or to replace a player that did so well. And I think Konate did really well. And it's not for the first time he's experiencing this. So some players can do this for a season and then they're like, yeah, now I want to play, I want to go somewhere else. And Joe is patient in a good way. He always makes sure he's ready whenever the club.
I never understand why people were saying Joe wanted to leave and all that stuff. I look at Joe Gomez. He looks like the same player that wanted to stay and fight for his position. It's not like last season he hasn't played a lot of games. I think he was the most consistent player that we had last season on the left side of defense. Especially as a left back. So he has played a lot of games last season, and he played as a right back as well, and he plays as a centre back as well. So I don't understand where this comes from. Joe Gomez wants to leave Liverpool. I mean, I never heard it from his mouth. It looks like a player that wants to stay at Liverpool and fight for his position. You know what I mean? So the talents that Joe Gomez has is he can play all across that defense. He could play as a right back, he could play as a centre back, left or right, and he could play as a left back as well. And he could play as a DM, as we saw last season. So it shows Joe Gomez is, that type of player that that Liverpool needs. I don't think we want to get rid of him. I don't think he said he wants to leave, because a lot of speculations were in the summer he wants to leave Liverpool. I don't know where that comes from. I really don't understand. It's not Liverpool's fault. You have played a lot of games last season. You was part of the team. If it wasn't for you, we probably wouldn't challenge for the title last season. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't want Joe Gomez to go, man. It's like a Swiss knife.
Or his teammates need him. And that is special when it comes to his mentality, because not many players can do this for so many years that he has done this. But last season he played many games.
There you go.
You could call him a
Did you see this before?
Season.
There you go.
And in some other seasons, maybe he was more of the first choice, the second choice.
You can't really blame the club for that. If Joe Gomez hasn't elevated to the defender that he wants to be, he's injury prone. That's why he hasn't played as much as games as he should in life. He was supposed to be the next in line for Matip's position, or Lovren before that, you know what I mean? But he couldn't stay fit. So you really can't blame the club for that. It's his problem. Like I say about Jota, it's your problem where you're at in life. You can't blame the club for that. So if you sort yourself out, as Joe Gomez has, he's been fit since last season, hasn't really got injured at all. So it shows, off the pitch, Joe Gomez must be working hard for him to stay fit and get into the first team. Yeah, let's continue.
In every other position in the last line. And for him to keep doing this probably tells you a lot about his mentality, but also what he does on a daily basis in training sessions and at home to stay as fit as he is, because
there you go.
Incredibly
I
fit
swear I didn't watch this.
And ready to perform, and that is more special than people think it is. That's definitely.
What people don't understand about Joe Gomez, guys, this is the type of players you need in the team. These are the type of players that's dedicated to stay fit. It's like talk about Mo Salah. a role model, like someone that's, you know, that's all about the football, all about themselves, takes care of himself on the pitch as well as off the pitch. And Joe Gomez is like that. And, you know, if you don't know, a lot of the players actually look up to Joe Gomez and his behavior, the way he is as a human being. He's a lovely guy, man. And losing a player like that, you know, in a transfer window, it would be a tough, you know, pill to swallow, in my opinion. And I will miss him if he leaves in January or, you know, in the summer, because he was part of that team that won everything. Don't forget that, guys. He was part of that team that won everything, and he played a major part, playing in different positions. And yeah, listen, great player, man.
Totally true.
What's wrong with it?
And you're in a really strong position in the league, and a lot of sports are saying to consolidate that position when January comes around, maybe to cover all bases, to add to the squad in some areas. Has any discussion been going on with the hierarchy of bringing fans to the squad in January, I guess?
We are having discussions every day, no matter if there's a window coming up or not. So we always talk about the team, which players we like, which players.
Listen, if we don't sign anybody in January, like I said in the beginning, then, you know, the owners have to go. They have to go, guys. I don't care if we win the league or anything like that. This is the perfect opportunity to buy players. This is the perfect opportunity to win a league. And we had that opportunity in the past. And they didn't sign any players, and we lost the league because of that. If we don't do that again, if we do that again, and we lose the league by being stupid in the general transfer window, and we don't buy the players that we need, then, you know, the owners have to go, guys. We have to be outside Anfield. You know me, I go to Anfield all the time, guys. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm gonna go buy a banner. I'm gonna go write it up, everything like that, and I'll be outside Anfield every day getting them out. If you guys are up for it, I don't care. Listen, man, if we don't buy players that we need to get us over the line to win the league in January, then we've got a problem. We have a problem, guys. Be realistic with yourself. Be realistic. This happened before. There was a season. All we need is a couple of centre-backs to get us over the line for the league. The COVID season, as they call it for Man City. They only won the league by 86 points. Who did they buy us? Davis and Kabak. That's who they got us. Two useless defenders. I'm sorry to say that, but they were two useless defenders. Instead of getting Konate or someone like that. This is what I'm saying. And then we ended up playing Fabinho and Henderson as centre-backs. And then we realized we have two centre-backs, which is Reece Williams and Nat Phillips. Well, it was too late by that time. We went on a 10-game winning run. It was too late. Man City only won the league by 86 points that season, guys. You know what I mean? I know it's still a lot of points compared to, you know, the Fergie era, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's just too, it's too, you know, careless for ownership not to realize if the January transfer window comes, we should pounce on it. We should get players ready right now. Players should be ready right now to be, you know, to be bought in January. That's how I see it. Zubimendi should be ready. Whoever is the centre-back should be ready. But we're not doing that. I guarantee you, we're not going to sign anyone.
Or maybe not in the best place. Fortunately, we talk more about the ones that do well, because almost all of them do really well. And yeah, it is a bit of a worry that 3 defenders are out at the moment. But the good thing is, if the windows opens, the defenders are back. So
you see?
I've said many times in the beginning of this season, I'm so happy with the squad we are having. And that's not to say if there will be a chance in the market. This club has always shown that they are going for it. That's also what we did with the goalkeeper, which is not even with us at the moment, but we felt it was a chance for us to do it. So that is where this club is known for, and these people like Richard and Michael Edwards are known for. But
listen, Richard Hughes needs to, like, you know, put authority on his position, because he's done nothing, guys. Chiesa signing is not impressing me, mate. I mean, you need to do more than that. You get paid the big bucks for a reason. You come from Bournemouth to Liverpool and you don't sign anybody. You know what I mean? You sign players for Bournemouth, but you don't sign anyone for Liverpool. What is that all about, man? Like, you need to start earning your money, bro. You're getting the big bucks now. You're at the top. People are looking at you. You know what I mean? So start buying the players that we need, man. They'll come over here sitting back and doing nothing, man. No. I ain't having that, guys. Like, you're getting paid for doing nothing. What kind of nonsense is that? Who would allow that in any kind of business? Gomez is very important squad player for us. Yeah, 100% Shay, bro. Like, people don't understand. Like the Swiss knives in the team is important because they could play in every position if we haven't got the players there. Like I said, he plays all across the back four. He could play probably in goal, and he could play as a DM. You saw him last season against Norwich in the cup. Was it Norwich? Yeah, in the cup or Southampton, one of those games. He was brilliant, absolutely brilliant in that midfield. So yeah. I'm not that type of fan that says get like Chris Tucker, like that. I'm not doing that to him, mate. No. Gomez is the ultimate pro, 100%, Cedric, 100%, bro. I wish people can see what we see, but a lot of people don't. They keep changing their mind every second about him, and it's not right. It's not right, bro.
We are mainly focused now on Newcastle, on Everton, and all these 9 games that are coming up. But yeah, it's normal that we also have conversations about our squad and what can we expect? Can something change? Yes or no? Which are the chances in the market?
Thank you.
Thanks, Arne.
That was beautiful. I love that. Yeah, listen, the manager said what he said. He's happy with the squad that he has. And long may it continue. But, like I said, we still need those signings in Jan, people. We can't settle for what we got. We can't, man. As you can see, we get injuries every season, the same players. Please go and watch the previous streams because, the more views we get, the better for the channel. The more likes we get, the better for the channel as well. This was a very good one. I had a panel on this one. It was a very interesting conversation. We had Abdi, Arsenal fan, and we had Mohamed, Mighty Mo. Please go subscribe to him. He's got his own channel. And then we had Anton on there as well, and Uncle Albert. It was very interesting talk. A lot of laughs as well. So please go and check that out. Appreciate that as well. Listen, this game against Newcastle is going to be tough. We're going to be battered, bruised. You know what I mean? But it's how we come out of it is important. And this is my starting lineup for the game. I made a few changes to the Man City game as well. I hope you like it. Let me just get it up here. Appreciate that. Let me put it up on the screen for you, as I always do. So this is my team. More or less the same players against City. Because we haven't got the strength and depth, you know what I mean? So we've got a few injuries, people. If I had my way, probably Konate and Gomez right back, maybe. Bradley's right back. You don't know, or Gomez left back. You don't know. I think Isaac is injured for Newcastle, so he might not be playing. So as you can see, guys, we have Kelleher in goal. We've got Trent right back, Gomez and Van Dijk and Robertson. We've got McAllister and Gravenberch in the middle. We've got Soboslai. The reason I start Soboslai over Jones, because Soboslai covers up the pitch and he's very good, in the big pitches. And I'm expecting a goal from him in this game. You heard it here first. If he plays, he'll score a goal. Because what I like about Soboslai, the more room he has, the more his ability comes out. He's much better in the bigger pitches. He struggles with the smaller pitches, but he will get there one day, with the smaller pitches. He's got to play a lot of five-a-side. When you play a lot of five-a-side, you're good at close areas, you know what I mean? Like a phone booth, you'll be good at it. So he's got to play a lot of that to, feel the presence of opponents, you know what I mean? Because what I've seen of him in small pitches, when players are next to him, he starts panicking and he loses the ball a lot. But his ability is right up there with McAllister, with everybody else. To be fair, guys, like Soboslai with set pieces is phenomenal player. You guys haven't seen it yet, but if you watch him for Hungary and if you watch him for Leipzig back in the day, he was a set piece specialist, long range shooting ability out of this world as well. So there's more to come from him. Don't be fooled by the Man City game. Although he played well, it's not showing his true ability, if you know what I mean, guys. He's got more to his game. And what I like about him, like in that position for the Newcastle game, because it's a very big pitch, is his running ability. He's got a lot of energy to burn, you know what I mean? So he will put pressure in their midfield when they got the ball. So when they got the ball, we get to like a lot of counter attacks and we'll score a goal after that, you know what I mean? If you watch Darwin Núñez last season, he scored 2 goals at Newcastle. We had 10 men. We had 10 men in that game. He scored 2 goals. So he will like run in behind. He will cause problems, if you know what I mean, with his runs. All that's missing from Darwin's game right now is goals. All round, game, he's improved. Just the goals are missing from him. Once he starts getting those goals, like I said, he needs 2 in a game, maybe a hat trick. I'm telling you guys, he will score more and more and more. The confidence will go up, and the team will give him the ball. Like sometimes he gets ignored. I've noticed, like the players don't trust him with the ball. They go the other direction instead of going to Darwin Núñez direction. So So now, like once he starts scoring the goals, the players will trust him more, and they will put a lot of balls in behind for him to run on, and he will slot it in the net. If you know what I mean. So yeah, like I said, this is my starting lineup for the game. I like this guy in this position in big pitches because he's got a lot of energy, and I wish he played against Arsenal away, because I think if he played against Arsenal away, they wouldn't have as much as opportunities than they had in that game. Because with Szoboszlai, he would have closed those areas where the defenders had the ball and launching it long. You know what I mean? And there was too many of them in the Arsenal game. It really hurt me because I thought we didn't prepare for that game very well. I mean, I thought like we could have done better, could have done much better. But people, yeah, that's me. I hope I broke it down right for you guys. You know what I mean? We haven't got obviously the players that we need on the pitch because there ain't that many players left. They're all injured. But whatever we got right now, we should be grateful for, and we're still like top of the league, and we're still doing good. So that's the most important thing for me. The squad depth worries me. One more injury in midfield and defense could fuck us up. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're spot on, bro. It's one of those things like we're gonna be at the edge of our seats, hoping no injuries happen. But like the manager said, when the January transfer window opens, all of a sudden players are fit, which shows to me players are not really committed to the club as we want them to be. I mean, how can you not be fit throughout when the transfer window is closed, but you're fit when the transfer window opens? Weird, very strange. But yeah, people, I hope you like this. That's me done for the day. I appreciate everybody that's on. I know you're taking your time out of your schedule for me, and you know me, guys. I'm as honest as it can get. I really appreciate you guys. I've been trying to build a family on this channel for a while. Let's get there, innit, man. If you want a true Liverpool fan that says it honestly, I'm your guy, and I will never change for anybody. I'm always going to be the same. I should be back on Thursday, maybe at 1:30, maybe at 2:30, something like that, to do the review of the Newcastle game. So please tune into that. I'll take tomorrow off, obviously, for the game. I'm going to be going to work night shift, so it's going to be difficult for me to do a lot of streams, if you know what I mean, guys. But yeah, please like, share, subscribe. You might see me playing FIFA. Sorry, not FIFA, EA Sport. EA Sport. So just look out for that as well. Thank you, guys. Time to go. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're watching this back, if you're new, and see you soon. Take care.